Ready
WA
to
sandwich
play.
right now. So
Go through our player cards with Archangels doing their normal intro to each
Get
game.
ready.
We
Go.
can hear them pretty loudly from here. So
oh yeah, we are backing onto Blue Base. I don't know, hope the stream could hear that. We certainly could hear them screaming something, and it wasn't
Absolutely.
just Archangels. It was a lot of hype.
That's for sure.
They are keen, as any team with Dom Shell and Tiger would be.
That's
Never mind
for
Sega
sure.
Rizzler.
And having some fun as well. And that's probably one of my favorite things about this tournament so far is it's just been a really fun tournament. So
It has. It's been a lot of fun so far. We can see Green making some early pushes into Blue Base. Does tag the defender out, but he's got some friends waiting to keep covered. So that is Surge making a quick attacking push towards Blue Base
Blue
early
hit.
in the
Ooh,
game.
Green
Do
hit.
take the defenders out.
Blue to
Green
green hit.
Snake
wow,
grabs
clean
Blue
take.
Base as
Very
Plank
nice.
gets denied over at
Red
Green.
team denied.
So Plank having a very, very quick player, obviously managed to dive out that Green defense and try retaliation.
Oh my.
Just didn't work out.
And in doing so, it's given them quite a bit of extra points, sitting in a comfy lead in the first couple of minutes of the game. So we'll see how this game evolves over time. It's going to be a very interesting gameplay. Everyone's got different styles, and we'll see how each team takes it out.
It's also interesting to see how teams defend their bases. So we can see Red on the top camera here has a very defensive base hold going on. We can see two defenders inside the base, one at that sort of, we call it pillar, other people call it V or triangle,
Yeah.
and one inside under the base, as well as one on each door. So Quackening opting for a very heavy defense, which Blue is trying to run through right now. I think that's Sega trying to drive out the base. He's very quick, very long reach. He's got a
Absolutely.
teammate with him. I think that's Tiger. So
I
they're
would
trying to
say
push
so.
that hard defense of the Quackening. We can see Surge having a bit of a look as well, seeing if they can make any headway. Meanwhile, over at Green Base, we've got two defenders, one holding that back wall spot, one holding the front door, as we like to call it, over on the right-hand side of screen. And over in Blue Base, we've got, once again, Green and Red both pushing in either side of
Very
Blue.
nice defense there.
Yeah, it looks like Archangels
hit.
holding at least three defenders. Well, we expect so, because we did see Tiger and Sega
Blue
out
team
attacking.
denied.
Red base getting absolutely hit on all sides at the moment, going from 4 defenders to only one underneath now. So where their 4th defender has gone, got
Yeah,
another one
I mean, that
diving
can
the
be
back door.
Red base, if you aren't pushing out to get a bit of those pack points going on there, then we are trying to get a hold. So there we go. If you aren't getting out and get those pack points, you do tend to get a little bit starved at any of these bases.
Absolutely.
Red base is usually a pretty good base for it, but if you do play a little too cautiously, you can actually run yourself out of the game.
For sure.
That said, we do see Quackening catching up to Archangels. They're staying well and truly within reach of their pack score, despite Blue Base having a lot of action. So just checking on the score, we can see that we've got, looks like
Green
Quackening
hit.
player, probably
That's
Plank, shooting Green
Green
Base.
hit.
1, 2.
Wild
Oh.
reach and getting 2 shots
Red team
denied there
denied.
again. Becoming a very expensive green now.
It is Sega and I think that's Tiger set up in the base. For Archangels, don't put any shots into it though.
There you go. Oh, team shot out. And then Red diving back in. Empty base now.
Yeah, all the action at green right now. So this is going to be feeding some points to Surge defenders. They're not going to go hungry with
Green
all of
hit.
these players here. You see
Green
2
hit.
blue players
Green
sitting in that zone,
destroyed.
shooting the base, and Tiger grabbing a nice green base in amongst a pile of green defenders, and the odd red player too, probably Plank, let's be honest. Meanwhile, we're jumping over to red base, where it looks like green has tried to push in. Base is down, might as well go have a quick look.
That's it.
What else do we see? We can see...
Lots of action still happening at green though.
Yeah, lots of action back at green. Let's go back to green. We can see that we do have a defender set up
Green
on that
hit.
back wall. They just missed the
Green
call and
hit.
get tagged out. They didn't even
Green
move, so I don't think they
destroyed.
got a call. I do believe that was a blue player. Sega finishing that green base.
Oh, just that sneaky turnaround, sitting on that inside wall, not having the communications there. We could probably hit that green replay button.
Yeah, let's have a look
And,
at that.
Watch that sneaky little rotate. diving and hitting that player, hitting it on that back
shooting it from
wall.
that sneak wall and moving around in front as the player
Very,
came in
very
through that
nice.
front door to make sure that they were well and truly safe from getting that tag.
Absolutely. Now, one thing you would have noticed with our replay system, we still have live cameras going on the right-hand side. So even while we're using the replay system, you can still see the action
Red
going
hit.
on in the
Red hit.
maze.
Yeah, well, let's have a look over at
Red
green base. We
destroyed.
can see it looks like, is that a plank? No, that was a
That-
Gaza.
That was a Gaza underneath the red base.
Yeah, so I'm just going to hit the replay button on that because I can.
Yep.
So we can see Gaza does
Quick,
manage
clean,
to tag out the defender
nice
from the
shot.
box.
A bit of a slow reaction off of the red player there. That looks
Oh.
like Simi.
Didn't get the communication of
And
where the shooter was.
Definitely makes it difficult not knowing where that shooter is. So we have green just getting doubled out underneath blue there.
Member leveled up.
Lots of
Well
action
done.
happening everywhere.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump back over to main for a quick
Yep.
like sort of score check. It's a bit easier to see off the worm. So what we are seeing here, Archangels are up on the same basis as Surge, but they've gotten
Member
so
leveled
much
up.
more of those pack
Well
points
done.
Than Surge have, which is interesting because we have seen a lot of action at green base. So I think Archangels are doing a better job, maybe winning some of those duels, making the most of the players outside of the bases that they can tag
For
from a bit of
sure.
distance, and also from making the most with their defenders. You know, you can see Rizla as the last line and probably Domshell as well, both with decent scores already. 11, 12 tags. It's much different from a couple of only a few ahead.
For
Green
sure.
hit. Green hit.
Yeah. moving to
Mantis
green.
hitting
Green
green.
destroyed.
And she takes it
Taking it.
exactly
Well
the
done.
same way
Well
Sega
done.
does. 2 shots in from that wall around the back there, near the back door, getting the clear call from the back door, and then our left door if you're Hobart, and then moving in and right around to the base just to catch off guard that player diving through the front door.
Absolutely. And if you've got those perfect comms coming from your other door attacker telling you that they're coming from the other side, it's just a quick, clean flick around and you've got that easy base. Finals. Finals is a minute away.
Finals is a long way away. It's about 5 days away on Friday.
Yes. So we start Cascade 1s tomorrow, which is a bit of a final series, but
Yeah, we've got a long way to go. Yeah,
we
all right. We do
absolutely
see what we
do.
see. We've got a couple of green defenders, one inside green base, one set up outside, trying to pick up a bit of that pack. Over at blue, do we see any lights? See some green players just rushing into the base.
diving out,
Oh, who was that? That was
setting
a
underneath.
snake?
That
Blue
looks
hit.
like a snake.
No, it was a bro dizzle.
It was a
He put
bro
one shot in
Jizzle
the
taking a
base,
one shot.
but unfortunately there was a red player there. Quackening has come.
Green team denied.
I think that's just playing, doing playing things.
Yeah, Plank trying to make up the numbers of the denials that he's already lost himself. You
Blue
can see
hit.
Green continuing
Green
to push
underneath
blue base.
again.
Surge having
Blue
another shot
Gaza
at the blue
taking
base.
it.
Well
Gaza.
done. Red hit.
He knows how to take a blue base.
Absolutely,
Red
and he
hit.
took that
Red
cleanly.
leveled up.
Yeah, and look
Well
at that Quackening
done.
arrived just a little too late to deny. Meanwhile, over in red base, we can see that the blue players, the Archangels, have cracked in. There are 3 of them. I think the Quackening may have pulled the dump. They've
I
said, we're
think
losing,
that's
we
it.
have no bases. Everyone's getting bases but us. Time to go get bases. So we do see a
look at
lot
'em.
of red players set up in blue.
Yes.
And Archangels have said, well, we're going to make sure we lock down this red base. It's only dropped
Blue hit.
once to each team. So there's
Blue
quite
hit.
a bit of viability
Blue
of
destroyed.
blocking out the other
Absolutely.
team from that red,
Red
base
hit.
when you all cycle it.
And having a bit of a base swap
Red
there.
hit.
Green now
Red
trying to set up
destroyed.
and blue back in underneath. So I'd say that Sega and Mantis would probably be staying at home.
Green hit.
That looks like Rizla though.
Green
So
hit.
looking like red is now set back up underneath blue, trying
Red
to
team
take those extra
denied.
bases.
Well, you see Mantis grabbing that red base there. So I think she's done. Sega's done. They've got plenty of time. They've still got over 3 minutes in the game to grab those 3 more empty
Blue
reds.
hit.
While also
Blue
trying to
hit.
look after their base. We can see
Blue
a
destroyed.
good crouch though from the red player there, the Quackening player taking that blue base.
Red hit.
I
Member
think it
leveled
was
up.
Simi Bear,
Red
nice
hit.
and
Well
low.
done. Red
Simi Bear had the
destroyed.
first take, so I'd say that one was Phoenix.
Oh, that was Phoenix, you reckon?
Yes.
Okay. So great duck from Phoenix then. Getting in low. We do see the Quackening players rotating around. Let's jump over to red.
Not a whole lot happening.
No, it's just gone down. They've taken their 3rd free red base now that the Quackening have dumped to them. And it'd be interesting to see if Surge try to fight them for this empty
Blue
base.
hit.
As we jump over to green.
A little
Blue
bit
hit.
happening, but not a whole,
Blue
not a
destroyed.
lot.
Well
Looks like
done.
all the action's happening at blue now.
Yeah, everything is happening at blue. We do see 2 green defenders set back up. I wonder if they're pushing over to that. Yeah, they're pushing over to that empty red
Red
base.
hit.
Because I think they
Red
realised
hit.
the dump has happened.
Member
So
leveled
to
up.
make sure that they
Well
get their
done.
empty
Quick
reds
and
too.
clean.
So we do still have
Member
one,
leveled
two,
up.
three, four,
Well done.
5 red bases to go down. And there's only 2 minutes of the game left, which means one team will not be able to finish their
No,
3 red
they will
bases.
not.
And if there's a fight, maybe even less than that.
Red setting back up underneath blue here.
Blue hit.
We can see blue
Blue
being tagged
hit.
by Quackening
Blue
again,
destroyed.
despite the defender's attempt. And we see
Green
Surge
hit.
move back over into
Green
red.
hit.
But at the same time,
Green
Archangels are in
destroyed.
green.
Red hit. Red destroyed.
Quick, clean, and easy take there by Rizzler. Swapping out. Bombshell now back up underneath, ready to take his final green for their cycle.
So that's huge for Archangels. They already have a good solid lead, but the most important thing is they grabbed a green base while Surge were grabbing the empty red base.
Yes, and-
so they're still staying that 1 ahead on base or 2 ahead on bases, while simultaneously leaving themselves the option of grabbing that red base late. You can see we
Green
do
hit.
have a green
Green
player
hit.
taking
Hit.
out the blue player
Green
in the red
destroyed.
base.
And Plank
Red hit.
taking his base.
Member
Finally,
destroyed.
with an
Nice
done.
shot.
Red team
expensive green
denied.
base.
So that is not worth, but it is still worth getting it. As Elmo is finishing off that, well, no, Elmo getting denied.
One shot denial underneath blue there. Green now underneath, trying to take that extra from them.
Has he put shots into it? I'm not sure he has. I think he missed a couple of shots in there, as we've all done with that blue base. Probably for the best, because there was a blue defender right there. I think that's Rizzler moving in and around. Grab those
That,
tags.
I would say that's
Red
Tiger
hit.
That's
underneath
Tiger,
there
actually.
now.
Yes, it
Red
is.
hit.
So when I see a
Member
last
leveled
line in
up.
blue
Red
base
destroyed.
from Archangels, I do assume it is
Blue
Rizzler.
hit.
That's totally fair.
Member leveled up.
Archangels do
Elmo.
grab a
Done.
last red base.
Finally finishing off their blue base cycle.
Yeah, so our Quackening going to make a quick rush to green. I think all
And
the remaining action is going to be at green base.
Plank
We do see a turn on a
receiving
player.
a term.
Green hit.
Yeah, probably
Green hit.
maybe a little bit of fast movement, trying to
Green
get that rush on
destroyed.
to get that late base.
My man's is absolutely racking up the terms this
Game
year.
over. Please proceed
that's
to
it.
All
exit.
right. So we can see Wildcard ZLT Rip League's Fantasy. Oh dear, playing Fantasy Plank.
Yes.
Yes, he was a little expensive this game, but I think overall he's still been well worth money. I didn't put him on there, and I am regretting it.
Absolutely. And
So-
I've heard 54%.
I'm surprised it is that low.
Yeah. So our tag ratio here, Rizzler with his 200% and an 8 tag streak. That's pretty good, but to be expected as a last line. Tiger with his 7 chain tag. Very nice.
And I will call out Plank. He did get denied a lot, but he also tagged 2 players when he did
That's
get one
it.
of the bases. So, hey, good on you, Plank, for sticking with it and getting it right
That's
and
the
having to do
way.
the hard work to get those bases. So, if you don't mind, we might just quickly go
sure.
on mute. And I've got our next commentator coming in to help me call the next game, which is
Alrighty.
Aftershock on Red, Dragons